What's up, loves? This is ShayLoves89, and I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So we're going to do this again. This is The Art of the Kill, Something Scary by Snarled. Their video will be in my description below. Channel will be in the description. We're going to get started with this.
Life imitates art. The following story is based on real events that happened to Patrick.
Okay, so what I was saying, and on the video I thought I was recording, make sure I still am. I didn't know if it was a true story or not, but now I know, or based on real life events, so now I know.
I used to love drawing when I was younger. Art class was my favorite, but I gave it all up recently. And if you experienced what I have, you'd understand. I first discovered my gift in middle school. Every week we experimented with different styles, and they really encouraged us to challenge ourselves. One week, the assignment was to create a drawing with accentuated shadows and shapes. I ended up drawing a desert along Route 66. I'd never driven down it, but that's what came to mind. The next week, we had to cut out a photo from a magazine and draw around it. I found a photo of a random blue car and placed it in my sketch of another long desert road with mountains.
I also want to say, I love the fact that they added Patrick added his real drawings in his story that he gave to Sapphire. It's dope. And the fact that whatever possessed you to draw these inspired you to do this, it's a nice touch.
In the distance. The following week, we got to experiment with ink and quill pen. And no, I didn't draw another desert road. This time, I was compelled to draw a bird. I wasn't sure what kind it was, just a small, generic bird. After I finished, I decided to add some more elements around the bird. I drew a window behind it, a table underneath it, and an oil lamp in front of it. My teacher was walking around the room and stopped at my desk. Interesting. Why is the bird inside the house? I don't know, that's what my body told me to draw. And that's how it felt whenever I made art. Like someone was giving me instructions and I was merely following them. I thought that's what inspiration was. I thought everybody felt that way. Until I got older. I ended up getting into my dream art school on a full ride scholarship. I was so ecstatic to continue honing my skills. My dad, however, was not. He thought art school would be a waste of time and that I should be pursuing something more practical. I didn't blame him for his opinion. He's from a different time. But it was a bummer to not have his support. We fought.
As I'm gonna say this, parents, just because you don't like what your kids do, still try to support them. Just try to support them. Even if you have to tell your son, daughter, or whatever, you know, I may not like what you do, but you know, still support you because it makes you happy and this is what you want to do. And this is what you want to do. You have my support. But, you know, you may not like what they do, you may not love what they do, but if it makes them happy and this is what they want to do and they're sticking to it, might as well.
A lot because of this. It got pretty bad to the point where I moved out of the house without him knowing and into my boyfriend Adam's place. I wouldn't.
Also, I love how they add the LGBTQ plus community. I'm here for it. Yeah.
Admit it at the time, but that's probably why my work during that period was much darker, more graphic. Images filled with despair, deterioration, fear. But again, I believed I was just listening to that soundless voice inside of me, controlling my every stroke. There was one painting I made in particular that made Miss Bella, one of my professors at the time, very concerned. She told me to hang back after class to talk with her. Hey, Patrick, I don't want to worry you. You're doing very well in class, but I wanted to talk to you about you. How are you doing? She asked, her kind eyes looking deep into mine. I'm fine. Why do you ask? I guess I'm just slightly concerned about some of the work you've been doing lately. I mean, don't misunderstand, it's all very beautiful, but also very sad. I'm just drawing what my body tells me to draw. So your body told you to draw a self-portrait with monsters ripping you to shreds?
That's what I was about to ask. I was like, so your body's telling you, let's have your face ripped apart. That's what it's telling. No, your body's not telling you that. Something is attached to you and telling your brain to tell you draw something this evil, sinister, depressing looking type of thing. That's what it's telling you to do.
Well, it's not really supposed to be taken literally. And a man drowning in a pool filling up with his own blood. Oh, that's my dad. He likes to go swimming, but that's not supposed to be blood. Look.
And your body tells you to draw your dad swimming in the pool, but yet it turns up to be drowning in a pool of his own blood. Yeah, that's not your body telling you that, honey. That's not your body telling you that.
Look, you don't need to tell me anything you don't want to tell me. If you say everything is fine, then I believe you. I knew that my relationship with my dad hadn't been great lately, and maybe I was denying the responsibility of mending that relationship and placing it on this invisible entity that I claimed was controlling me. But I wasn't ready to make amends yet. I went back to my apartment and had this sudden desire to look at my old drawings. I think I wanted to remind myself of how art made me feel when I was younger. As I laid my drawings out on my bed, Adam came up behind me. He pointed at the car. Wow, so you ended up getting your dream car, huh? What are you talking about? That's just a random car. That's the exact same color and model as yours. I hadn't noticed that before. Adam then pointed at the drawing of the bird. Whoa, that's so weird. He pulled out his phone and showed me a photo he took of a bird inside of a house next to an oil lamp. It was nearly identical. My stomach began to hurt.
Yeah, because now you're putting together that your drawings are coming into fruition. So, now that you're putting that together, you drew your dad swimming in a pool of his own blood. Yeah, you getting that phone call, boo. It's like, yeah, I'm showing you my chair, but it's like the movie Tales from the Hood, where the little boy drew a picture of his stepfather, crumpled it up to where all his bones were broken. It happened to his stepfather in real life, and then he burned to death. That's what's happening here.
If these drawings had somehow predicted the future, I looked over at the painting of my dad. No, that's not possible. This is all just a coincidence, I kept telling myself. There's no such thing as drawing the future. Then my phone rang. It was my mom. Pat, you need to come to the hospital right now. It's your father. I sped over there. It's a miracle I didn't get pulled over. The entire drive, I just kept thinking, please don't let him be dead. Please don't let him be dead. I got to his room. My mom rushed over to me and held me. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Earlier that night, my dad was about to take a swim in the pool, like he usually did. But when he didn't come inside after an hour, my mom went out to check on him. And that's when she found him, floating in the pool that was slowly filling up with his blood. Somehow, his head was cracked open by a heavy object as he was in the water, and he drowned. There was a big rock at the bottom of the pool, so my mom thinks that was probably what hit him. But how?
Patrick, I want to know, how do you explain to your mother, oh, I drew my father swimming in the pool, but somehow the color of the pool turned red, so it's like swimming and drowning in his own blood? I think I sort of what killed my dad. How do you explain that?
It doesn't make sense, Pat. After my dad died, I dropped out of art school and I vowed never to touch a pencil again. I was just a vessel, and something horrible was using me, and I couldn't let it anymore. I wasn't gifted. I was cursed. So tomorrow, my boyfriend and I are headed on a long road trip across the country. I'd never seen the desert or the mountains. I just needed to get away from everything. Maybe we'll move to another state. I just want to drive to a place far away where my stupid drawings can't hurt anyone.
Yeah. Each drawing they just showed, you're doing. You want to drive away far away, so you're driving away a car, and you want to see the desert and mountains, which you drew. And you don't want your stupid drawings to hurt anybody, right? But you have a picture of your face getting torn apart. Okay. Just wondering.
Ever again.
The last part of the video is like advertisement and stuff. You don't need to see all that. So, I know some of this is like real life events. So, did anything ever happen to your face? Did anything else happen from all the other drawings that you did? This was pretty good. I can realize I do like it. And so my reactions right now, it's not my original reactions to this when I first did this. But like I said, I do have questions like what else happened after you did that road trip? Like what else? But yeah, that's the end of this video here. I will see you guys later. I will post the channel in this video down in the description below. You can subscribe to me, subscribe to Snarled, and check that notification bell. Not check it, but you know, click it so you know when I upload this. And hit that like button. So just for likes if you like.
This sound like what? 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 This sound like